I know you just want clarity around what foods are actually good for you without overthinking or feeling like you have to give things up. To have a good, balanced diet that's simple and easy. Not think about food all the time, not worry about what is bad and what is good, and to just feel more confident overall. I know this because that's exactly what I wanted to back when I was doing 30-day challenges, searching Pinterest for meal plans, trying every method that promised results, confused and overwhelmed by it all. But here's the thing. It took me literal years and an epiphany with the Lord, but all that trial and error led me to figure out exactly what works at its core. And I've put it into a super simple format so that even the busiest of us can follow through with it. And I'm going to teach it to you in my totally free virtual workshop called The Healthy Meals Made Ridiculously Simple Masterclass. Come hang out with me on Wednesday, May 20th, and you will walk away with the clarity you have been praying for with your diet and health. Save your seat at coachrain.com/masterclass before all the spots are taken. Again, that's coachreign.com/masterclass. And I am so excited to see you there. Do you struggle to stay consistent with healthy eating and just want food decisions to be easy, guilt-free, and sustainable? You're in the right place. I'm Chelsea, nutritionist and fitness coach who overcame restrictive yo-yo dieting and body image insecurities using simple nutrition tools, all backed by biblical principles. And now I help women like you find that same freedom with food so you can feel confident in the look and health of your body for decades to come. I'm ready to dive in with you. So open your notes app and let's go. Okay, this topic came to me while chatting with a friend at church. She commented on how quickly my body has returned to quote unquote normal after having a baby, and she asked what I was doing for workouts. And while I do some daily activity with dumbbells, but mostly walking, I told her the real factor that has helped me get that muscle tone that I like back to being visible is my nutrition. To which she asked, how on earth are you able to eat healthy all the time with everything you manage? I just get so exhausted by the end of the day. The last thing I want to do is cook. So, busy lady, I had you on my heart when creating this podcast episode because I know you are out there keeping all of the plates spinning all of the time, everything running smoothly, and I can totally relate to the feeling of being drained by the end of the day. But that doesn't have to ruin your health or stand in the way of having a body that you want. So I'm going to share 3 of my techniques that help me stay consistent with healthy eating, even as a mom, a wife, a business owner, serving at church, and all the things. You ready? The first thing I do is follow a framework for every one of my meals. I think sometimes the hardest part of eating healthy is the creation process, the literal brain power it takes to come up with an idea. I don't know about you, but most days I just don't want to think anymore. I don't want to make any more decisions. I just want someone to tell me what to do. Am I right? It reminds me of that meme that says, when I was a teenager, no one could tell me what to do. Now as an adult, I just want to be told exactly what to do all the time. So when I have a meal template to follow, it takes so much of the decision-making energy out of the equation. In the Sustainable Way, my one-on-one nutrition coaching program, I call this the diamond meal. It's just a simple visual template of different meal components that I just plug and play into. I know that I need a protein, veggies, starch, and fat. Pick at least one for each category, and boom, I've got a meal. I make enough of that meal to last several servings, and then when it's gone, I go back to the same diamond meal template and pick new variables so that I don't get bored eating the same thing over and over again. It's kind of like paint by numbers. Green goes here, red goes here. Just stay within the lines and you're all set. The second thing I do to stay consistent with healthy eating in the midst of life's chaos is stick to my boundaries. When we get hungry or stressed or tired and impulsively get food, it's usually not the ideal choice nutritionally. Or even when we have catered work events and don't have a say in what's available, it's critical that we have boundaries in place, a clear line drawn in the sand about what we will and won't consider acceptable to eat. With my nutrition clients, I call these non-negotiables and conditions. And I'll give you a couple of examples from my own life. One of my non-negotiables is that I will not eat from a drive-thru. Actually, fun fact, I have never driven through a drive-thru. Now, I know there are places with quality food that have drive-thrus, yes, but generally speaking, fast food is not something that I want in my body. Food is not meant to be fast, but that's another episode for another time. For me, this is a clear boundary that keeps me from making those impulsive food choices that I usually regret making later. Another boundary that I have is with sweets. I reserve my desserts and sweet treats to be exclusively homemade or made to order. This saves me from those boxes of sugar cookies from the grocery store with a bajillion ingredients in them. They're not special. I can get those any day of the week. But if I have to wait in line at the local ice cream parlor and watch them hand scoop my flavors, one, I will go far less frequently because it is somewhat inconvenient. Two, I get a single serving and then I don't feel awful afterwards. And three, the likelihood of cleaner ingredients is far greater than the factory-made stuff. I hope this is making sense. Boundaries are not meant to be restrictive rules, but rather they keep us on the path towards success. Set some boundaries and stick to them. And then the third thing that I do to stay consistent with healthy eating as a busy lady is always have a safety net meal. This is your go-to option when life happens and you either logistically cannot cook something healthful or you just plain old don't have enough oomph to. Because those days certainly happen and I am not exempt from them. I get them too. Two ways we can accomplish this. What I teach my nutrition clients in the sustainable way is to make a giant batch meal and then freeze individual portions of your leftovers. Those freezer meals become your safety net meals in a pinch. I cannot tell you how many times this has gotten me and my husband through the work week immediately following some kind of travel. We tend to come home on a Sunday night, so those freezer meals I had on deck get us through the week until I've had a chance to cook for us again. The other option for safety net meals is having a go-to order from a restaurant you know you can count on. For me, it's a particular salad from a local eatery where I can totally customize it to my liking, including olive oil and balsamic vinegar on the side for my dressing. This isn't my favorite option because it costs like 4 times as much as if I had just made it myself, but sometimes spending money is wiser than spending time. Money is a renewable resource, time is non-renewable. So find your go-tos at a couple of restaurants that offer real food and clean ingredients, and those can save you in a pinch. Alrighty, let's recap. As a busy lady who wants to stay consistent with healthy eating, because that's what it takes to not only look lean, but to feel your best and to have plenty of energy, these are the 3 things that I do. Number 1, follow a template so that you don't have to think too hard about food. Number 2, stick to my boundaries so that I don't impulsively make food decisions that I regret. And number 3, always have a safety net meal on the ready in case life hands me a boatload of difficulties. And listen, if you could use some help with following the Diamond Meal framework or creating your own conditions and non-negotiables, or even what to make for your safety net meals, then join me on May 20th in my Healthy Meals Made Ridiculously Simple masterclass. If you want a body that's toned and full of energy, then you need consistency with your diet. An hour-long virtual workshop together, and you will have your exact next steps blueprint for making that happen. Like, remember when I said sometimes I just want someone to tell me what to do so that I don't have to think anymore? That is what I am giving you. Save your seat at coachrain.com/masterclass and let me do the thinking for you. There will be a replay available for a limited time afterwards in case you can't make it on the 20th, but there will be giveaways for those of you who join me live. Again, that's coachreign.com/masterclass. And I can't wait to hang out. I pray this episode was helpful to you, my friend. If so, could you do me a massive favor and take 30 seconds to write a review? This is the best way to bless me big and help more people learn just how simple eating healthy consistently can be. And if you want more value-packed info from me, head to coachrain.com and sign up for the weekly harvest. My weekly emails filled with recipes, how to use food as medicine, biblical nutrition, and more. That's coachreign.com for all the goods. Blessings until next time, sis. Toodles.